versions, audios, E's, ISBNs, first interpretations, then remove them all, like all are already removed from B's. The Cure, 2020, they were letting things that have been known literally for 20 years already. So 20 years is already known, things they've known for 20. A product before 19 could have been had in 19, and then what they do, well, let me hold it, let me see if it's safe enough for all y'all. Here you go, they finally let you hold it in 2020. The technology in my hand, not even from 2020. Go to 2019. But they got to hold it first, make sure it's safe for all of us before you even get a hold of it. So it's not a conspiracy. PlayStation 6, on the PlayStation 6, May 27th, everyone, you can have the 6. Did? And then even when did, our preparation of that to this. Anyway, in order to get the 6, you need this. The technology within the brain, the parietal, but the new mode is brains. The word brain should never have existed. In the native language, like lie didn't exist. Guess what else? And don't exist in the languages or the language. Brain. Never. Never should have been said. It's not something I'm saying, right? Whenever I said that. Well, what you shall say and you should say, brains. Always and always. Brains. You could be like, oh, you don't always and always and always. Well, always. Well. Or you cannot. Well. Brains. So remove the word brain from your vocab, your brain, your body, and your body and your brain are so tied together that it don't just rhyme with LeBron James and video games. Because your brain, saying the word video games is another way of saying your brains. But anyways, we'll get into that more and further because for all the parish priests, some of them been ordained or not ordained, a parish priest or a parish president can't initiate a parish pariah. Only the parish pariah can initiate parish pariahs. And back to Nintendo's again because we got to go from 1 all the way to 64. Yes. Unanimous, yes. Well, I will dress us. And then I will talk Russians. And then, well, it's yes, unanimous, or Tertia not, and then let's do this. Let's see you go to metal trees. You're not supposed to see your face. But anyway, it's not an equal trade-off. From here on out and from out here, if you are to see your face, you should be paid. When I say paid, someone has to pay you to show you your face. You're not supposed to see your face. Hey, I'm going to show you your face. Okay, cool. You just got to pay me, and you got to pay me a lot. You have to pay a person a lot, more or less. So people are in possession of people's faces and all that, I know. And 2K Scan have already rescued us. People talk shit about video games. When's the last time you saved somebody? When's the last time you rescued identity theft crisis? 2K Scan technology has already rescued us from a crisis, an identity theft crisis. It's for everybody with a card and security cards. Don't get it wet. Your card, your social security card, don't get it wet. Yeah, don't get it wet. It'll be ruined. Not as strong as your Connect. Your Connect can get a little wet. Well, to make a Marine out of all of us. Well, they can stop playing the social security card code because I'll introduce a villain mode because it must happen. Because we got a new generation that will be able to cash out of your security early. It's up to you. It's supposed to be up to you anyway. But there's already another generation who'll pay for it. So, you have one generation, the lucky one that you get now. I guess I must like some people. Somebody somewhere likes some people. Going to let them luck out, literally. Then, you can have another one. Next in the line, they're not going to luck out. It's going to be taken from them, stolen, literally. Then you'll have another one, and they're going to get the version I was previously speaking to you on. Now, there's other subjects to get to, but those three, it's a trinity already in motion. I'm sure you already made your own natural discoveries. 2K Scan is the opposite of scam, and scammers will cease to exist. Literally, you'll feel bad for them. Instead of being mad at scammers, imagine feeling bad for them. Okay, I got to change them. Yeah, you need to go reintroduce them to 2K and turn them into something else. And that's what 2K does. It turns you into something else. And if you think you know your age, no, you don't, because I didn't update you yet. You think you're in control of your age? No, you ain't. So, but that's done basically and individually. So don't think everybody's getting out of school, high school early, if you understand what it mentioned to me. Today, I am pilgrim on pilgrimage. I am a pilgrim on pilgrimage. English, not your first language. Your language first, not English. Well, English may be my favorite language for said and done said favorite. And the only way to know that is a said favorite through its done did and favorites the second son said. Because all sons sin, even the first to the second. And it's different when a son sins than when a female does. So let's go around the world and world globes. Because heaven has already chosen locations here on earth. So you can see heaven on earth already. More or less. Heaven, hell. It's already been said. So what's those locations? We all would like to know. I don't know yet. I also know the submarines, the spiritual fathers. That's Machiavellian is still alive. Somebody's spiritual father is still alive. He's in a submarine. Anyway, but I'm not going to deal with submariners. I deal with marinas. And that's pleasure principles. And all things pleasure. All things pleasurable is food and food good. And all things pleasurable is what your taste buds are telling you what you like is your best favorite. So that's my category, my subject. And every moment I was taken away from my subject was not the subject that God done preordained for me. Because I bring God pleasure while people bring people pleasure. So that's just. So the things that God created for me, they can't be hijacked forever hijacked no more. The PlayStation 6? Huh. Why don't we go back and slow down and just pretend like we're on the 5? Because PlayStation 6 is going to be sex. Because you got to touch it to teach it and teach it to touch it. And video games is all about touching if you didn't know. It's not porn if you didn't know. No touching? Let's see. Anyway, I am Pilgrim on Pilgrimage. A thriller. Audio version. Not mine. Emily. Australia, New York, London, Toronto, Sydney, and Delta. Now, I briefly want to go to London and Toronto. Because as for mine, United States don't compete, you can't. Toronto and London. London. York new? It would have to go old to be made new, and then it would go from old to new to old to old to new to new again, and New York would be New York, New York. And then you know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? How old goes to new and new go to old? You see, you know. Or you don't know. Matter of fact, I'm just going to the person you don't know. You just don't know. And what you don't know. And what we do know is there's more for all of us. There's more that we don't know than we do know. So, however you want to take it that way. I'm just going to briefly Carmelo Anthony because there's a bunch of... I ain't going to be the one to tell you this. There's a bunch of NBA players who hustle in 3 ways. And y'all out here talking like, you know what I'm saying? And it's funny, it's cool, it's funny, and it's not cool, and then it gets serious. These guys, some of them don't just perform psychops on public. Some of them are hustlers in 3 ways. Now, you can take that information and do what you want with it. But while they doing that, what are you going to go down in history? Like, are you going to go down in history and not even knowing, you didn't even know there was a basketball player? Y'all, you might be one of them come at the end cocksuckers. I don't like a come at the end cocksucker. I'm a player, always have been. And the only way I won't be a player is the day I'm a coach. So that got to be a long way away. And being a coach in the past ain't nothing like it is now. Now you don't have a controller in your hand. You're not even a coach. Don't even let the coaches know. But it's the best time to be a coach and coaching and coaching and coach. Lost coach. Did you say lost coach or lost coach? Huh. I ain't flying cab no more. I was born to be a pilot, a fighter pilot, but I'm on the ground. Be on the ground, that's ground stakes. Once you end up, hey, you know what I found out? Once you end up on the ground, you just stay on the ground. Matter of fact, just be lucky you hadn't landed soft. It looks like somebody did. Hey, I'm on the ground. If you're on the ground, just stay on the ground. If you're in the air, hey, just stay there. That's what I say. Wherever you hit the pause button, whoever's in the air, they can stay there. And I mean that in a good way. And everybody on the ground, hey, you must be lucky somehow. You're on the ground, first of all. You didn't crash and burn, or if you did, recollect or call collect real? Try that in the air. Negative Ghost Rider. There's a Ghost Rider for every generation. Here I'm one. I'm just one. Every generation's got a grandpa, a war story in this, and they all got a Ghost Rider negative. Negative Ghost Rider. All of them do. From your Johnny Cash's to your Tupac Shakur. Don't talk to us about Shakespeare no more. Tupac Shakur didn't even get a chance to fulfill his new Shakespearean. It's nothing against Shakespeare, but it won't be Shakespeare no more. Here, I'll give you the other AI from the real Tupac Shakur. Shakespeare now, forevermore. He's here to do what I can't do. To truth is this. I'm going to talk about just the evidence because the lies that came out to make the truth come out. Here the truth comes out on a fast race. The pack school packed in. Everywhere, all across the globe. Solve it now. Because once it finally gets solved, I can get out of high school, y'all. Once the murder can finally be solved, I can get out of high school, y'all. And then we can go into a new age next generation. Y'all talk about rest? Let's see what it looks like when it's finally solved. Rest. But then we can exceed. Just say part one, I'm on pilgrims. There are places. I'm going to just stop at one. There are places I'll remember all my life. And that's why that goes to something I've thought about before. And I thought about something before. And maybe somebody else maybe could have thought about it before, but maybe not. Because there's people in the past who never ever played a video game before. So I don't know for sure. But I have thought a thought before. A little different than that. Something to the accord. Here, let me say this again. It might be bringing back to something of the accord. There are places I remember. Yeah. I'll never again, or never did I ever tell somebody, don't forget where you came from. They don't forget that anyway. That's not something someone forgets. And if someone does forget, let it be. Let that be. Because that's not something to forget, one fee. Anyway, I go back to my original thought. That was my original thought, which I've already thought before without the experience. So let the experience teach more, since experience is the teacher of all. I think not no more people who learn from other people. So more what you learn from yourself is what you didn't learn from other people. So I'll stop at one. There are places I remember all my life and flip to the front of the map. Because that's what's going to be going on. Maps are back, and I thank God for it. Map-to-map transactions. Because I look around, they ain't even got to get to guns and all that yet. There should be currency flowing all around. Don't you ever look around and get depressed? You know why? There should be cash flow all the time. All the time. Just make transactions. Just keep making transactions and make transactions all the time. There should be cash counting all the time, all around. You're not just at the teller and not just at the store. Store tellers, teller stores, no more. There's certain things in the world that have reached a peak, like lawyers. Lawyers are never the same way lawyers were no more, forevermore. Video is here. Video is everything the courtroom provides and more. That's not going to leave. It's here forevermore. And if Jesus Christ comes back, I'm pretty sure, I believe, he ain't going to be subject to all the lost things anymore. He's going to come back when technology is at its peak, whatever that is. It was up to them. It wouldn't be a PlayStation 8 play. But I'm an 8. And I'll find other 8s. And I'll let other people pretend they're 8s. I'll already let other people have hip-hop and pretend like it was theirs for years. Decades. Anyways. It's not going to be mine for long. It's going to be a smooth transition. Once the controller gets transitioning smooth, but it can't go to me, that's for sure. I know it goes to a coach and my mama's. She gets a say in the schools and the tops. Because there's Bearcats, Cincinnati. There's some of these is preordained. You can't teach, but you're always being taught. But anyways, there's Alabama's with the Crimson Tides, the Tuscaloosa Tusk. There's LSU's and Memphis' connection with the Tigers, twos, and the Tails. And then those are 4. And the other 5, the mama has to be asked because it could be Marquette. I could tie those shoes, but we don't know. We don't know what she's going to say. We don't know more or less if it have anything to do with what it says until she tells us any more or less or sex or anything else. But you can go to college, but not just that. You can go to the league. And what we know about the league, it goes by the new rules and not the old rules. All leagues go by the new rules and not the old rules. And some of the new rules incorporate the old rules. Like the 10 from the Moses man. Incorporate it. Ali, what's on your cancellation list? Talking so much about cancellation because, counterculture done already counted it, especially with the Moses 10s. It's 10 rules, 10 laws. Easy. Now, why did they incorporate realism into the video gameplay? Because it's time for it to stop being a thing and become what it seeks, what your brain seeks it to be. That's why your brain has a strange relationship when it sees the thing. All brains do. Not just the natives. It's not just a teaching tool, but it's a tool for teaching. It's a tool for teaching and it ain't been used. It's a tool for teaching and it ain't been used. Imagine. That don't have to be imagined. It's been seen. Now, what part did you play? Even if you did or you did in schools. Hey, read your Bibles. Some people can't read Bibles. Some people can't read. And Marcel, he could be one of the best readers who ever lived if you let read. So, what you got to for that something been taught to you about folk or white? We call it white folk talk no matter who showed it to you, even if it was black. Gun talk, Black Hawk. Black Hawk don't gun talk. Black Hawk don't even talk to Gun Hawk no more, the lost Lung Hawk. Oklahoma to Oklahoma. Oklahoma with the O or the U. It depends what kind of hoe you want to be. It's up to you. You don't have to walk, you can run. It's already tied up in sports. Sacrifice done, been done, done did. And now, when I go to college, I'm going to compete with college. In high school, I didn't compete. I tried to murder solve murder C. More than one versions, though, so no one was told on. So who am I? The murderer Tusi, base services. There's freedom naturally. So you see, tongues are gun tongue. Now, the shit, but see, whenever it does do, it won't be an unsolved blame too. It won't be, no. This is a cipher filter to see holy test. Things get incorporated into the real lungs and the video game ones. Console war prevented wars. People didn't salute a console yet because they don't know a world war was prevented already through a console war. They haven't been taught the school fought. Do you know something that prevents a war won the war? Because there ain't no winning the war. That's a prisoner. Sold. No. Sold. Sure. Not. Can't be sold. So give us sell. More sales. More sales belongs to sales. Born to sell. Give me more sales. I'll give you more sales than sales. First, I need a villain. I need a real, and not the world Native Americans that Canadians can no longer try hot. Canadian wants ours, and we only have one. We have one of something that moves in packs and is smarter than us. And it's not AI, it's a cannibalism. It's cannibals. And if you see one, you can definitely smoke cannabis, the Indian's medicine, because you will be tensed up and tenseless. And if you feel defenses, because they cannot, of course, they cannot have immunity. Have you ever seen one of them? You'd be like, why are the bad guys your favorites? They hold them and seek his immunity and he's liberty being cannibalism, because y'all don't even know what cannibalism is, first off. And they putting the bones in the pot. It's whatever he does in a dust dot. Yeah, that's right. That's right. It can't be Canadians. Always Canadians forevermore, bright leaf. Give him uniforms, whatever ones he wants more. Yeah, whatever he wants. Because you know why? I want to show you how good Canada treats a group of them. They treat them like warlords, but they never infect them because they don't touch them because they're cured with something. You'd be like, what about all the good people? Yeah, I'm saying, but they treat these weapons of mass destruction, whatever it is, they treat them the best. They want to preserve them forever. They save them for the last days, and if you see them, it's a sign of the days last, and it ain't the last days. It's the beginning, of course. Canada, because California dropped the ball with the last wild Indian. That's what they want you to believe, because cannibalism goes to them. And I ain't talking that fake shit you see. I say study the kill streak. I say eat list, they eat where it come from and all that. Now you never seen it. As soon as technology came in, yeah, they got some stuff you ain't never seen. But shit, I want to show you something that you ain't gonna watch it. I don't want to watch it because I don't want to dream it. You don't want to dream it. I know you don't. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. You could take your zombie infatuation and all that and talk to Hollywood. You could have it. Because it ain't a video brain brain. Talk about Asia sat back and laughed. That's an Indian thing, a real one. How you kill them? Cannibalism. Yeah, the women like it, excited, it's sexual. No, it's not. It gets very scary. It gets very scary. Because it's not a category, nor should it be. It's not a psychopath. It's not what you're seeing on the TV. It's not an alligator, crocodile, TD. Yeah, but what is it allowed to eat? You eat. Don't know English and learn to speak. Eat my girl. Start eating girls, please. Because what happens when they eat a guy? It kills the razor blade teeth. And that's why somebody paused on the teeth. Teeth wasn't made that way by him or me. It's a sign to us to show us something that happened back then. And even though there was a good race, a very good blessed race chosen by God at the same side on a double-edged sword as the most evil race on earth. Yeah, we heard the stories, rape the little girls, kill me. Yeah, but some of those stories were justified. Remember, you had 5 civilized tribes who never got to even have conversations with the pilgrims about something that they was not united. They stood against these. So now I got to pretend to play that part because you know about the 5 civilized tribes. Yeah, they're scared of me. You know why? Because I'm smarter than them and always will be. What? Little KK, little Che Che, he's the little Lakota, leader of the Native Nation. He doesn't know it. He doesn't know him as well. He's not going to know it till he knows it. But guess by then, I'll teach you about something else, back talk on Moses. Tell you something else, another side you never know, and you know it because you're supposed to get it. And the other side had all things must be revealed for the other reveal. You think the Western Hemisphere was going to be kept separate the whole time, you Eastern Hemispherians? Fearing who? If you don't fear nothing, then you got no God and you got no wisdom, how could you fear the Lord of wisdom, gods? The sum of intelligence? Not even going to go on that quest. Leave it to the gods. We got some smart guys. We got smart guys, and we got what to do with a cannibal. Cannibalists running packs. So he can make a cannibalist out of all of them, but he's got to start with the women, because that's what we're going to do. Introduction this. I feel like that's the best way to serve this medicine. Stories were told. I just want to see a version of Fake Free. Well, FSU can never be the same no more. The MSU, they can do what they want. Outcasts from a tribe like that. Seminoles are not cannibal laws. I don't know what it is. To be extolled and to be explained, or you're playing, or is that really him? We could do a blood test later on and find out. He said the promised thing go to metal good enough. Because in the midst of all that, there's this. He was sent to judge music. He's a judge on music. He sits at the top floor, high priest of a music judge. That all this time he thought God never spoke on music. He left it completely up to us. We didn't know that. He didn't know that. You can call it, yes. You can go out and spend your winter out in native with the natives and spend the whole winter and be like, damn, natives don't listen to music, huh? That's not the thought you're going to think one day. You're going to have a thought in the winter one day. You know what? Music is our baby. God, we can do what we want with our babies. I mean, you might think of it in a different way. You're going to come to the realization that music ain't what you thought it was. God's not going to have no further dealing with you. You're blessed. You're set free. You know why? Your ears are innocent. All the sin in your mind done and your flesh did, what about your ears were innocent? Your ears can only hear what's near. God's going to grant you more liberty than you ever thought he was. Yeah, I didn't even know God was good. Yeah, you took the smile for granted. You can't get too close, but you get close enough. And now you got life on earth. Smiling at you all the time, watching you though. Anyway, watch Wade. Yahweh we. The wheel wind, the west wind, the wheel wine. Winding the wheel wine, bind down the slide. Don't nobody say about talking you can't stop in time, because you want a TikTok, that's a TikTok. That's split. Look how this time, I just split it time so many times you could time in half it. You can't do that? You realize what you did when you did that? You got inside of a TikTok. You got inside of a second, more than one time. Anyway, that's the simple version, see? Sometimes I don't need to get no more in depth with that, not for me. Okay. I say all that to say, he's got to go to a high point, a high priest, and judge music on earth and in heaven. And we didn't even do cannibalism yet. The hell? Marcel, he's not from the hell of hell. It's from like the entrance, the old Golden Gate. See if you don't believe in purgatory for you. You don't have to believe in purgatory. Earth teaches you enough. And you think God gave us imaginations for just something to do as children? God's creating galaxies in this world. You see Earth exists. Now, how you believe in Earth because you see it exists. How hard is it to believe that God's got galaxies? So how hard is it to believe that the imagination that we was given from God, we can use it and we have no idea what's going to happen with it? And you're already seeing with video game, you're already seeing glimpses. These are glimpses. So I don't have to sell you on something. I'm trying to outsell the salesman. Why? Because I don't know. Because I said it. I didn't think about it. Because the tongue won't keep up with the mind anyway. And I already think through a further thought thing. The tongue will never keep up with the mind anyway. Especially by this time. At what age should we use the tongue? The tongue's too young. Well, God gave us a tongue to use it. Just so happens, and it don't just so happen. See? Hate that. Hate if somebody even say just so happen. You think a video game just so happen? But in there, all the audio was valuable. All of it. And they say it's not real. You're going to go over there and use your tongue, and your tongue's going to be real. And you're going to go everywhere else and say, damn, my tongue don't hold no power here? You telling me my tongue holds more power over there in video game? I asked God, what do you want me to do? He didn't tell me nothing. I felt it. I didn't get mad. I didn't get sad. I was like, video game? Yeah. And then you could debate it. Go ahead. Do it unnaturally or naturally. You'll be spending a lifetime. Me too. And that ain't just for me. That's from me to you. Because now it's in me. It's in you. It's in me to you. And parietal lobe is something for us to exceed once we understand freed. We're going to study it. And then there's different versions of cannibalism, but it won't be cannibalism. Thank God he got the English first. That's why I'm telling you. Don't accept minimum wage if you know English. Ever. from the get-go, unless you live in Louisiana. In Louisiana, we'll get back to you later. 504 was quick, but a 4-5, but it stays numerical. But it'll never be, the penis is a peninsula. From the seaboard to the floor, the ocean floor, and Florida here forevermore. Texas, I'm sorry. But Texas can put Louisiana and Texas 5 times, and Florida can put Louisiana and Texas 3 times. Either way, the big map, small map, micro, macro. Louisiana gambles naturally. God shows you where every hurricane season. Louisiana don't always. Florida doesn't gamble. Florida always gets hits. Hurricane. Gotcha. Yeah, so people don't even know what gambling is, pretty sure. I want to say 80%, but I don't want to get that scared. Then we'd have to go on a gambling tour. So we could actually know, so y'all can know what gambling is. You've never been shrimping. Only shrimpers can tell you what gambling is, and that ain't, a lot of shrimpers ain't going to tell you that. I'll tell you that because I'm a crawfish. I could never be a shrimper. Too much time has passed and too much pine in. There's a shrimper in me, but shrimper's roll would be good enough. So I can always admire them. I can't always be the tourist, so I have to take shrimping incorporated, even in the basketball player. But they'll always be the greatest. You know why? Maybe because it's the unsung singers. Even if you gave one with Celine Dion singers, you can't talk gambling until when a stripper shows up, all the gambling talk got to stop. Then if the stripper takes the floor, he takes the floor. He can tell you what gambling is. Nobody else can. From Vietnam to Vietnamese to Tiger Shrimpinese. Gambling? Gambling's the American dream catcher. Gambling's a good word, and sometimes it becomes bad. You know what? I'm glad y'all keep talking about gambling. Talk about that more than God until God becomes lesser than more. Because God's someone you don't want to gamble with. So gambling should become great. Let gambling be great and great forevermore. And then when you meet God, gambling can be good because that's someone you don't want to gamble with. Everything else could be gambling. You don't want to gamble with God. Having an understanding of what gambling is. Video game put it in the chess. Chess is a game. Video game ain't. The irony. You found Bobby Fischer yet? Fishing Bobby? Anyway, we're going to go into Sam Fisher and Marcel and Splinter Cells. Okay. Yeah, great. Sure, nobody cares. So, we won a world war, right? Nobody cares. He cool. Don't believe it. The prevention was true enough. Now, when we insert the ending, I'll be the blame for the losing. Oh, I will be the blame for the losses. I am why the 3 was lost. I'm not the Navajo who won the 2. That's not hard to police. That's not hard to police. It's not about police or policing. There's a digital map out there. If you got STD, you'll want it. There's a digital map out there. If you didn't want to be in no money, you didn't want it. Like there's a map out there that stays updated. There's nobody getting a felony that didn't want it. There's nobody getting arrested or meeting a cop that didn't want it. There's a map out there constantly updated. Why do you think people getting pleasure out of knocking people offline? You ain't got the map. But maps are coming back in the biggest way in world history. Everybody's making a map trade day to day. Map to map to map. This has happened before? Well, it's happening now. It's past revolutionary. Good, great. Now we can go to Revelation. Revolution, go over. America been having civil wars on and off forever, I never told you. Over. Copy. Roger, register. That's why the Army kicked me out. Submit to the air base, of course. The Army's on my side from the get-go, to get going. I'm a Royal Knight from the real. Royal Knights is not Black Knights. But then the manifesto Black Knight, but it's not real. Anyway, every president, it goes to each presidency, he puts the sons he don't like, he has to put them in the Army. And that's a testament to the Army, because video gaming here is to pay homage to history in a way nobody else ever could. No video, no movie, no nothing. No person could. That's why a pause button, only a video game can pause and give homage to history in a way that the button is really paused. And there ain't no gangster that died for nothing. Because matter of fact, if you say that person died for nothing, that's even more reason to make sure it wasn't for nothing. But that's a different story on a different subject, but it comes back to the same. A just do a do just. And both sides were like, look, we need a pause flash. These neighborhoods have never shot a police ever before. These neighborhoods have once, several more, but the pause button's been pressed. There'll never be a new gang. But there's other people who thought some streets are no longer just a street. They're a gang street. And then we'll take it to the Machi Choctaw. Hula hoop, chaka hula, bang, bang. The rest of no. You can never, ever, ever consider a native a gangster. And you'll see why in the free fly. But how many songs does Tupac got left? When we get into the unreleased, that's how many tribes and civilized tribes and familiarized and federalized. There's a number sacred. And then God said, you know what? At one point you can go and play with it. And I will when I will. Oh my God, it's so wow, it's so boring, so great, so good, so God, I can't take it. Take what you want and leave. So ongoing ransom that no president has told, because maybe they wasn't going to tell, but they was going to wait 50 years, and he still can wait 50 years because he's got immunity. Because you get it the moment you read it. You understand what you're signing up for? Everybody's free. Jesus Christ. Everybody telling everybody to be Jesus Christ. You're telling everybody to be a rapper. From the take, okay, take the take back. There's a back take. Golden medal's the promised land. I ain't gonna take it for as long as you think I can. I'm not, because I'm gonna turn it into baby talk, and it's gonna take a century to decode the baby talk album. So if you didn't have a baby, talk to a baby and have a baby more. We heard about this before. It was baby season. No. It's back. It's back to the way it was before, even more. See, there was an old generation who had a bunch of kids. Then there was another generation that didn't have no kids. Now we're the generation that's going to compete with the other generation who had a bunch of kids. So we've had addition and inserted multiplications on the way. It's going to be international. And one world currency and government can exist right outside of USD, naturally. Hemisphere west to east. And the video game sign and symbols right up in the Mises. And the 27 letters is going to lead to a symbol. A universal iconic symbol. Deeper than peace. And no military chief can speak. Because you represent military and war and peace from the war tree. And that's deep. And no currency can speak. And definitely no blood spilled. There'll be blood that's still in there remains. Transfer. Even with the pregnancies. But these pregnancies are finally going to start at pregnancies where they should. And they should start. So once it kicks off, it's going to kick off the should start. Trash and every weapons, video games, everybody's got weapons. I paintball in real life, and when I life paintball real, it's real life. That's why I start with the police first from the inside out. Paintball. And when you see a paintball police officer get froze, you know I'll shoot at you, you will be froze. When I say froze, I put you in mute mode, and how long you're going to stay there, pray to God, then I probably won't let you stay there that long. But I will tell you a number, and once I tell you that number, I told you a number. So it's not just something to see and consider. They'd be like, dang, is a video game paint or is it real? Is the paint real? Yeah, it's real. You see when you get richer. Or if you get close enough to get splashed. And Splatoon. There's a lot of stuff to go on before the lethal weapon. And the new maps are out. There's nothing for them. There's some people and they say, oh, it wasn't. Remember in the past where you needed excuse? There ain't nothing to do. There really was stuff to do. And now there really is a point where there is. For some people, there really is nothing to do. There's groups out there now that really is nothing to do. And when I say that, what I mean by that is there's a period. That period there is. It's a different period where it really is valid in a way it wasn't before. Because video games come in with an overload of work. Overload. It is a work symbol. And they're out there trying to make it a not success symbol and this and that. And they don't even know what it is yet. They didn't even 1 to 64 yet. And there will be somebody coming around asking you for your video game, and you won't always be able to use somebody else's. But you know what you can do right now? I know somebody who got one. And that'll be sufficient. And that's good. Maybe this is a thing where you really can't start where you stand. And this really is a thing that when the Godfather comes back as a parent, he can grow with his child, his youngest, all the way up to old age. Not just with the cat, but the cat and the video game. Something you can do from old to young, and you can do it together. So, I mean, video game be up. You can say that said as many times as a basketball player as to say LeBron James. Because it's going to go to sleep brand, and it goes to the natural death brand for everybody who dies naturally, and people don't die naturally enough with a video game controller in their hand, because video game controller represents sleep brand and the natural death. Even though, it gets a lot of flack about electricity, and then it's natural death. More people should die naturally in their sleep with a video game controller in their hand. And every time you don't, it's not video game's fault. Some other company's fault that can't represent this. One of them waking brands that fire people and hire people. So a completely different thing. A video game that allows all that other stuff to exist already. And one day they'll be talking like this. A video game allowed all that stuff to exist for centuries. Centuries. I don't know. It's too connected to the brain to really say and to say strange. But you're saying strange, so that's like saying parietal lobe. You're gonna leave your prefrontal cortex, or you got to lane for something else, a color code maybe? Yeah, yellow. Golden yellow, yellow mallow, golden metal yellow. I used to like to say there's so many colors I didn't know all the shades. Still learning them. Well, that's amazing grace. The great is amazing. The grace is amazing grace, but it's still. Do you think this is reversed? This is 2 times reversed because the music we made and the books we wrote is interactive. Same way a video game is, because it's made to be reversed. That's how you. So you become interactive. You have to become interactive. So you're a user. You have to become a user. The other stuff, you just purchase it, listen to it. You purchase it and watch it. This ain't that. You got to purchase it and reverse it. Yeah. But it's not the Elliot West Eli show. It's always the Elliot West Eli show, because the book of Eli wasn't just a movie with Denzel. It's a movie with Denzel, and it becomes real to everybody, even Marcel. You take a book from the Bible, and you become the translator, and you take one book, not all the books, one book, the best one you can translate, and you translate it into the video game. And then one day you may meet Eli, the Eli. Before he was 8 years old, he was talking to the Queen of England. And I get great light just thinking about the guy. So, but anyway, later on in life, if he makes mistakes, he's one of those guys. He can make mistakes. And you know what I mean by people that have liberty to make mistakes. And people get mad and they throw up and everybody makes mistakes. And then there's some people out there that get to make a few mistakes. So you don't want to be on their mistake list. But we'll get back to the book of Eli. Most definitely. Most definitely. Definitely the most. But he is not in the ghost. He's here. Here for real to stay here. Now, speaking of the ghost, let's step out of the holy, because that's the breath with the teeth in front of the tongue front. Holy medium in my hand, because it's dealing with the breath. The senses are already so wrapped into it, it's beyond addictive. It's something entirely different, still mixed in. But when you get an understanding how the brain works, the brain has to stop trying to shun addiction. There's a reason that didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work. You know what? We could say, instead of saying it ain't going to work, we could just say it didn't work, because that errors then did it. They failed with it. And then those who did the best they could, and however hard they fought, you feel for them. You should. Because we have an understanding how the brain works. So you flip addiction and you become addictive. And you use that and you channel it. And you take video game with you and everything you've done, because it was there in your brain, not knowing what you did. And every preacher who struggles or pauses, insert video game. Always. And your pause buttons for everyone. You heard of safe job and work at JSA and JSA and being safe and all this and that? You have to give a video game controller to everybody. A life alert. It's a pause button. And people that go into the pause button, they pause. Now, people said that didn't exist. It doesn't. It does. And been practicing with other modes and meters and methods, but this is the chosen medium. It's going to be here. And it ain't just medium. And it was rare, and that's going to be universal. But once upon a time, it was in this area, and this. And we can go from west to the east in the shrimp bowl, and all the nationalities insert video games and they're scared there's going to be too many more. Well, history will finally get paid homage for the first time ever. So chalk this up to everyone who wrote anything in literature ever. No one can pay homage to video game the way this can, and it will. And that's a pause button set for real. There's no need to have another shootout again for the century. Make it paintball first. Because we got weapons that have been retired and more to come. And it's the long out version. When I change my name to Machiavelli, I'm going to change my name to Machiavelli. And when I succeed and exceed and show you he wasn't a bad guy the way you think, then I'm going to change my name to Massacre. With immunity. And it ain't going to be drawn out long. No. Show you what Thibodeau was known for. And then you're going to see what happens the next day. You and you and you and you and you and all of you. Because the public, in one time in the past, the public wouldn't watch a person be hanged. The public never seen the public hanged than a person was left. I'll show you. Show you a public hanging. Hanging the public. Let's say my version of Massacre ain't enough, but those versions come later in real life and video game. And that's not the part that should scare you. That's the part that should scare you. People used to show, hey, I'll show you a movie, and you'd be like, whoa, I'll show you a book. I'll show you my tongue. You'd be like, whoa, no. I'll show you something so graphic and so I'll watch you and you know it when you watch it. You know it. You'll be like, you'll know it. You'll watch it and be like, holy shit, this is exactly how it's going to happen. I can feel it. I know it. Exactly. And I'm going to show it to you. And I guarantee you will know it. That's exactly the way it would happen. And that's a big difference when you know it. And then there'll be examples, examperations without expiration fees forever. And now automatically, like he said, he's in God's jurisdiction. Nobody can touch him. He's not in nobody's jurisdiction. Now he's definitely in God's jurisdiction, which could be kicked out. But you see me killing, as soon as I die, I'm looking for a video game. I ain't gonna see me killing God's creatures. And my spiritual father will probably play a prank on you. On earth, and I don't know what a heaven's prank is. But when you see him, don't try to stab him and see if he bleed yellow. I didn't know you would be in. Come on, no, I showed y'all enough to know the guy went to heaven. But I know this. A lot of other souls went where they was going. And his roamed this earth before it went to heaven. He became a spiritual force. That's the type of stuff Jesus Christ did. He didn't die. He became a spiritual force. Talking about a man who, when he died, he did not die. He became a spiritual force that day. Notice. And there's a bunch of people that lived and walked the earth with him, and they didn't. They went to wherever they was going, and I don't know why that is. I don't know what that is. That's something angelic. But, hey, I'm glad angelics get that power. Maybe demons are just on earth amongst men. In that case, there's nothing to fear. Fear them evermore. How you bring wisdom in? Try to get closer. Maybe the speed the earth is moving to the sun. I mean, I'm telling you. You ain't got to believe me. NBA 2K33, the sun ain't moving that fast. We're coming to you. It'll be here. Now, no man knows the day and hour. I could believe it. But I know there's other stuff out here in the universe. I'm just a man amongst the demons. But I'm not going too far into that number like I know it or want to know it. Because I just go on a brief thing that I pretty much kind of feel like I do know, and we'll see time to tell it. It ain't even time that's going to tell it, really. I haven't felt the presence on the other side of time. Anyway. 2030s are going to be here. Probably the 40s, too. Let me tell you, they're going to be here the way 23 was here. There's not no end of days. The kids are going to have kids. So there's a lot more days to come. A lot more. But I don't know the number. I don't know how much more, but plenty more days to come to enjoy the sportsman paradise of the earth if you don't want it no more. Because the light location that ain't been revealed to us will be revealed, and I thought it was just one location. There's multiple light locations. There's no brand out there that can present safest. None of them. And even their safety is tied to something else. It's not this. Never can it be. And the live stream that he did and did, it never was for nothing, nor never can it be. So, it's something the galaxy know. The Milky Way. It's just an Earth gnome. Really quickly. Well, I ain't gonna say anything really quickly about going slow-mo mode. Anytime you get Attention, all the preachers. The video game will always get. I can't read the writing help. Listen, I can't read the writing help. It just I can feel I can present the end of it. It says in your flow, love God. Video game will always help to kick in your flow. Love God. Now, if you get a message delivered, a delivered message from God, even if it's just 1 or 10 or 1,000, that's big enough for me anyway. Because if it becomes too big and big and big and big, then the next thing you know, you could be the one that must be presented in a reveal. So let's have a console reveal. It's not even a revelation at this point. Yeah, but those are something the world knows and then the world within worlds. It's not political science. It is political science. It's not, and it is, and it is not is. Because it must become that again to be mustn't. And then must lose to must win lose. Because that's the nature of spiritual sport, basketball, tennis, tie shoes. You can have that, but you can't have this. With this, to have that, to have this. The back and forth, the speed at which it moves. As fast as it should stay fast, and we should present and be treated as those players are presented and treated. It should stay fast and continue fast. The freedom. Football knows that with their nasty, grassy ass. And they signed up for it. It's halfway to militant. And your basketball and your tennis players, they are more than halfway. They're all way hallway. Already in the spiritual record books already. Means something in red jerseys. No, so not touching the floor? Of course not. Or for a little bit of demonstration, but would you? And if you have to dirt it, eBay, buy, sell, auction, live. Jerseys, constant transaction should be, but it's like the world. Imagine, that'd be like if I had a son or something. He was playing his video game or something. And the world was like, he should stop that and come outside and do this. And I say, so you're ready for him? You got the answer to this? You got the answer to that? You know what a cocoon is? You know. So you're ready for him to do that? You're like, are you ready for him? Don't tell me I'm gonna go get him off his game and y'all not even ready. Don't tell me like you're not even ready and then a bunch of bad stuff happens, which I told you would already. Because where are your parents? Ever since video game came out, parents can't stand it. Because you know what a parent means? You should be creating levels for your kids to walk through. Y'all heard of Santa Claus? There should be parents out there, some kids, they ain't never stop playing a video game. They live in when their parents been getting up early before them, creating the worlds for them, setting the difficulty. It's a generation of them. Santa Claus gets broken every year. Another one loses. At this point, that child is beyond fallacy. They don't even know it. They didn't even know that part yet. Talk about the best fathers, the greatest. This probably was an idea before, but it couldn't even fulfill itself in the past. Now video game came and was here. Now you call yourself the parents. The task before you to set, and then the people before you had the will, the desire to do it, but they didn't have what you have, and here you are. Throw it away. The only thing you got left is the gift of life that God gave you, and then one day you feel like you're throwing that away. Watch. Now the task is too great for all of us. Somebody dropped the ball somewhere. Now we press the pause. We don't know where it happened virtually or beyond us in the dreamland beyond dreams. American dream catcher. And they don't. Let me tell you, if I go get my son off his game and y'all still don't know nothing about sleep, y'all still got a book called Falling Asleep, and there's a bunch of lies in it. Let me find that out. I'm just, you know what? I'm not even going to take him off of there right now. For what? Y'all don't even know what a cocoon is. Exactly. Well, prior to lobes are active. Well, communication mode. Yeah, but if you got English, first of all, if you know English, which they say is the hardest, it is. But we'll see. I can't know till I just read it. I believe it may be my favorite language ever in the universe. We don't know yet because there's a see in the creek. If you know English, you never accept minimum wage unless you're Louisianians. Don't tell me there's a whole bunch of people out there. Well, I just accepted minimum wage. I didn't know that you weren't supposed to see your face, and I didn't know if you know English, you never accept minimum wage. Anywhere. They just told you that learning languages is a big deal, and it's the hardest. They didn't just present a lie to people. They didn't just steal from people. I'm afraid that the degree and the way with the crimes you have to charge with them is, I'm afraid it's way worse. It's very, very terrible. It's very bad news. If somebody convinces you to show you your face, they have to pay you a lot of money. You're not supposed to see your face, just like the chief said. And if you do, you'll be separated. So if somebody tries to get you to see your face, they have to pay you a lot of money. You could just say one word, paid. It's a lot of money each and every time. You know what they did? They simply didn't tell them none of that, and they just simply showed them their face. You know? And if one day Kevin Gates comes along, you know, and he says some shit like, what if God was one of us? I don't care if the song didn't go no further than that. I'll tell you, a video game is here. What if God was one of us? Is that him? You know? I'm going to pick one that I know is not real. Just a demonstration. I got a new generation of babies coming, and I'm telling you now, I have to lie to them. Remember when they said the American dream, you can be whatever you want to be? You can. I got new babies that's here, and you can lie to them. They're not here, but they will be. I'm about to make them. I'm telling you to lie to them. They're not even here yet. You can be whatever you want to be. Go pick a salary range and pick the one you want. My babies don't know. They're not even here yet. You can be and make the amount of money you want to make. Literally. And people are like, man, you got so much time to get ready. It's too much time. It ain't even that. It's all that and more. But